我见有见那上，妈妈给啥东包啦，养成这个我这，妈妈中的是啥张个灯看着忙不，姐姐介绍到这就先接了这啥事。Guru Bama Sarda Oma Hum Banzar Guru 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 Bama Oma Hum Banzar Guru Bama Sarda Oma Hum Banzar Guru Bama Sarda Oma Hum Banzar Guru Bama Sarda Oma Hum Banzar Guru Bama Oma Hum Banzar Guru Bama Sarda Oma Hum Banzar Guru Bama Sarda Oma Hum Banzar Guru Bama Sarda Oma Hum Banzar Guru Bama Oma Hum Banzar Guru Bama Sarda 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 Oma Hum Banzar Guru Bama Oma Hum Banzar Guru Bama Sarda Ho Jela Da Jo Sora Da Bin Lu Da So Gang Da Ni Bi Sa Jo Sa Na Da Wan Bo Da Jo Jiwa Chu Dao Zha Xin Bi Ren Za Da So Jun Den Ding Gong Bo Jia Hu Ra Yang La Xiang Za Lo Gang Ge Lo Zhu Zhen Ni Zhen Zhe Ni Da Nam Da Ra Zer今年东个只想走些年纪的个人老王子，刚到这边做了马路，另外的几十人这做跟老婆觉得这样了，这样的送，这的接着你们年老理解这着正在。马路么事，等个人那个今年正在让这南都年到江三金的所有的里做家这都。知道这你见这道路们些人讲话那样懒得的，我马拉巴扎那的，我马拉巴扎那的，我马拉巴扎那的，我马拉巴扎那的，我马拉巴扎那，我马拉巴扎那的，我马拉巴扎那的，我马拉巴扎那的，我马拉巴扎那的，我马拉巴扎那的，我马拉巴扎那的，我马拉巴扎。Umara Bazanardo, Umara 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 Bazanardo, 最能接近接着我这个近，道路的门把老师呢，挂当当中上路东巴。Lodrö Rubi Nawa Jeda Soro Yang Khenpo Tsultrim Nyingme Zhang Zongde Molun Khenpo Ngabjat Pagradar Ngam Zantu Shenmer Do Domba Tije Jang Lao Shang Za Lu 好，各位师兄，大家上午好。
Good morning to everyone.
我们开始讲今天上午的课。讲课之前，请大家发菩提心。
We are going to begin now with this morning's teaching. Before we do so, please everybody make an aspiration of bodhicitta.
简单的说，菩提心就是我们今天大家来听课啊。那么这个目的是什么呢？目的就是为了为了让天下所有的众生从轮回当中获得解脱，为了做这件事情首先下决心，我们自己要成佛，为了成佛来学习修心那这个发心，这个心源叫做菩提心。
So, putting it simply, bodhicitta is our wish to bring all living beings from the sufferings of samsara to assist them in attaining liberation from samsara. And with this goal in mind, we strive to attain Buddhahood, and it's for this reason that we come to today's teaching, that we practice, that we study, and it is this aspiration that is our mind of bodhicitta.
好，发了菩提心以后呢，我们准备讲今天的这个课。那么今天的课 我们昨天已经讲了这个心趋于法，我们的心怎么样进入法，这个我们昨天已经讲了。那么今天就讲第二，法趋于道就是说我们学法修心，那这样子的话，我们还是要考虑找到一个正确的路正确的路，进入一个正确的道路，这叫做法趋入道。
So we are going to now begin with today's teaching. Yesterday we talked about the turning the mind towards the Dharma. Today we are going to go on with the second of the four themes, which is having the Dharma function as a pathway of the mind, or rather, having turned our mind to the Dharma, it's now necessary for us to enter into a path of the Dharma, to enter into a correct path. And so that is what we are going to be talking about this morning.
那一个普通的人他本来就是没有这个没有信仰没有想学佛的这个意思那么他怎么样从一个这样子的状态当中就是转入这个学佛修心这样子的，从一个不信佛不想修行整天就是喜欢吃喝玩乐一个这样子的人生当中，怎么样能够转入到一个想学习想修心想打坐那么这个转换是以什么样的方式转换呢？
So how does an ordinary person go about being transformed into one who is interested and keen on practicing the Dharma? How do they go from someone with no religious faith or background whatsoever, no Buddhist faith, from this point to the point of being a practitioner who is interested in study, interested in practice, and interested in meditation?
首先要了解人生和我们的这个现实生活，然后再了解人的前世后世，还有这个整个的这个生命的过程，还要了解六道轮回从这个整体去了解的时候呢，我们会发现这个轮回当中呢，虽然也有一些幸福和快乐但是呢，总的来说呢痛苦和不开心的这个时间是很多的，所以最好就是能够解脱这是第一个想学佛的原因。
The first reason or the first realization that would turn a person from being an ordinary person preoccupied with normal worldly pleasures to one who is interested in studying the Buddha Dharma is an assessment of human life, the course of it, past lives, future lives, the nature of the 6 realms of samsara. Evaluating this, reflecting on it, assessing it would lead a person to the conclusion that even though there is some happiness and pleasure in samsara, that ultimately there is a great deal of unhappiness too, and so therefore it is preferable that we seek liberation. So this is the first thought or realization that would direct a person towards the study of the Dharma.
我们发现轮回是痛苦，这个并不是说我们现在现实生活当中，比如说解决不了很多的问题贫穷不健康等等，不一定是这样子比如说在现实生活当中，或者是在这一世从这一世来讲，有可能它是一个很健康的有可能是一个很富有的 这样子的人有可能他是一个非常的成功的人，但是呢，他知道他现在他目前的这种辉煌这种成功就是一个短暂的成功稍微我们再往前看一下，那么就不一定是这样子，前面也许有很多很多的坎坷所以呢，他就觉得这个我现在虽然是这个状态很不错很好但是呢不一定永远都是这样子所以我不能因为我现在没有什么特别的痛苦不能因为我现在觉得我的生活很不错我觉得还是快乐幸福不能因为这一点我就认为我永远都是这样子，或者是我认为整个的这个轮回都是这样子，所以我不需要做任何的准备其实这就是一个很有质的想法，所以我要努力那这个也叫做，因为他发现这个轮回当中有很多的痛苦，所以呢，他现在不认为很痛苦，但是呢，这个不能代表整个轮回都是幸福的，所以他要奋斗，那这个也是其中的一部分的内容。
At the same time, in saying that samsara is suffering, or that we should recognize the suffering that is intrinsic in samsara, we're not necessarily talking about encountering problems in one's life that one isn't able to solve, or being poor, or being unhealthy. It's quite possible, indeed, that a person who was healthy, well off, and successful in a worldly way would also come to a recognition of the suffering nature of samsara. That is, that despite the fact that in the present they are well off and in good health, etc., that this splendor or this success is in fact only temporary in nature. While one might be okay at this point in time, it's hard to say how long this will last for, and in fact whether it will last for very long at all. There could be all kinds of ups and downs in front of oneself. And so for that reason, a person realizes the suffering nature of samsara and therefore undertakes to study the Dharma. If a person were to say, well, right now everything's good, it's going to probably be like this forever, I don't need to worry about things too much, or if they were to say, you know, things are good for me, so I don't think samsara is suffering at all, and on this basis were not to make any kind of preparation for their future, then this would be a very childish kind of way of thinking. So that is why it is important to be diligent from this moment onwards.
有些人说我现在很幸福呀，我不觉得这个轮回有怎么痛苦啊，我觉得我很好啊。为什么要学佛呢？我为什么要成就呢？我为什么要成佛呢？就有人我们经常会听到一些这样子的问题。那这个现在他有可能真的是觉得很幸福、很开心。那这个他必须要知道，这个是他自己的过去的行善积德的果报但是这个不能代表整个的这个轮回都是这样子也不能代表他的未来的所有的一切的时间都是这样子，这个不一定他今年他觉得很幸福，但是明年他不一定觉得很幸福。所以这些都是很幼稚的想法，因为我们的眼光特别特别的狭窄我们看问题然后就是思考问题都是非常的短暂，我们永远都是以眼前的这个事情为主过去未来都不怎么去思考，所以呢现在幸福那就说我不需要学佛，这个理论是不对的 当然如果是他不想学佛不想修行，那是他的选择，当然是可以的。但是呢这个理论是根本就站不住脚。
So many people say, my life is quite fine, my life is quite happy. I don't see that there's anything particularly bad or overly suffering in nature about samsara, so why do I need to work towards realization? Why do I need to work towards attaining Buddhahood? This kind of attitude is one that is quite commonly heard. What people need to recognize is that while, of course, it is indeed possible to enjoy happiness in our lives, that these happinesses that we enjoy are the result of positive karma accumulated in past lives through positive actions and other good deeds. That means that the happiness that we enjoy firstly is not representative of the entire situation of samsara as a whole, and neither is it indicative of the way that things will always be in the future for us. Things may be quite good this year, but who's to say how they will be the following year? So this kind of attitude is really rather childish. We do tend to base our views on an extremely narrow understanding of time. We quite often only look at that which is directly in front of us. We don't pay much attention to the past or much attention to the future either. Of course, if a person decided not to practice or not to study Buddhism, this would be their own choice. There's nothing to say that they absolutely have to, except the theory, the reason that they would be basing it on if they were claiming that samsara is not suffering in nature. Well, this is an untenable viewpoint.
好，第二个原因呢，就是因为他发现我们的生命可以被升级。升到什么级别呢？可以升到佛的这个级别。就是说我们一个普通的人，如果我自己找到一个正确的方法，然后我努力这样子的话，我可以我一个普通的人可以成为佛，我的智慧，我的慈悲心可以提升到佛的这个层面。他发现这个道理以后呢，然后他就对这个非常的感兴趣他觉得这样子才是这个才是值得追求的，所以他对这个很感兴趣然后就学佛。那这是我们昨天已经讲过了这是第二个我们的心趋入法的原因。
The second reason or the second realization that brings a person to turn their mind towards the Dharma, as we discussed yesterday, was the realization that it is possible to upgrade our minds, that it's possible to improve them right up until the state of a Buddha's mind. If we have a reliable and effective method, then in following that method or applying that method, it is absolutely possible for us to do this. So having gained this realization, a person then develops very strong interest in this project of increasing and improving their wisdom and their compassion. It strikes them as a worthy thing to pursue. So this is the second factor in turning the mind towards the Dharma.
好，这样子两个原因就是因为这两个原因，我们现在开始学佛想修心那修心应该修一个什么样的法？然后就讲法去入道，去于道，我们要找到一个正确的道路。
So it's on account of these two reasons, firstly recognizing the suffering nature of samsara, and then secondly realizing the possibility of improving one's mind, that one turns one's mind to the Dharma. Having turned one's mind to the Dharma, then it is necessary for us to identify a correct path of practice. So this is the second of the four themes.
那我们开始想学佛，就是寻找一个这个学佛的道路。那这样子的时候呢，我们在这个时候我们处于一个什么样的状态呢？我们有可能我们这种人有可能他的这个世俗的这个学历很高，然后就是文化水平有可能是很高但是呢，从学佛、从修心从这个角度来讲的话，那目前还什么都不懂，所以就是必须要找到一个正确的引导的人。
So at the beginning, a person who has turned their mind to Dharma may be one whose level of secular education is very high. However, Buddhists, the study of Buddhism and the practice of Buddhism is something that they know nothing about. So for this reason, it is important that they are able to find a qualified spiritual guide.
就在这个阶段我们非常的容易走错路因为这个时候我们自己没有能力去辨别什么是正确的道路，什么是错误的道路。
And it's precisely at this point that it's extremely possible that people take the wrong path. And the reason for this is that at this point, when we are still beginners, we are not able to discriminate or differentiate a correct path from an incorrect path.
然后在这个就像学佛进去了以后呢，我们也会发现原来这个学佛的这个团队这个团队里面呢，也有各种各样的人，就是很多人就是为了达到自己的各种各样的目的，然后说自己是一个很了不起的人，说自己是佛或者是菩萨，或者是一个什么很了不起的大师成就者，然后有很了不起的这个神通神通广大，那以各种各样的手段就是欺骗人，这种人也不少。
And upon entering into the Buddhist scene, one might discover that in fact it is populated by a diversity of people with all kinds of motives and goals. There are some people who claim to be bodhisattvas, some who claim to be Buddhas, great realized masters, or otherwise in possession of various kinds of supernatural abilities. There are among Buddhist circles a number of people whose intent is to deceive and trick people, and this number is not small either.
那这个时候我们遇到了这样子的人的时候呢，我建议越是说自己是很了不起的人我们要学会越要高度怀疑。
And my recommendation would be that the more a person claims to be super and wonderful, the more doubtful and cautious we should be towards them.
因为这个西方文化或者是科学里面呢，有一个叫做怀疑论他要怀疑，不要轻易的去相信一个人或者是一个宗教或者一种学说有些时候呢，这个确实是非常重要、非常需要的。
Within the Western secular academic tradition, there is a school of thought known as skepticism, which urges people to be skeptical and doubtful of people, of religions, of academic or intellectual traditions as well. And this, in fact, is important. We shouldn't go about believing people too easily.
如果我们遇到了一个这样子的人那么我们不但是找不到正确的道路，而且我们就是为了他给我们指的这个路或者这个方法上面花的时间再多也是没有用，实际上我们的所有的时间都会被浪费的。
And this skepticism is important because if we encounter a teacher who is unqualified in this way, then not only will we not find a correct path of practice, but all of the time that we spend on the incorrect path will be wasted time from the point of view of our practice.
怀疑论跟佛教的信心表面上看起来是矛盾的，因为一个呢就是不相信任何东西去怀疑另外一个呢就是要去相信所以呢表面上看起来似乎是矛盾的，但是实际上这两个不矛盾。
On the surface, it would seem that skepticism and the faith or belief that is urged by the Buddhist teachings exist in contradiction with each other, from the point of view that skepticism urges us to be doubtful and not easily put our belief and faith in other people, whereas the Buddhist emphasis on faith is urging us, in fact, to put belief and trust in faith in another. However, even though on the surface they appear to be in conflict with each other, in actual fact they're not.
佛教讲这个信心有两种信心，两种信仰。那么其中一个佛教最看重的叫做自信那么这个自信它的这个过程只有3个不同的过程。诞生我们比如说我们的心中产生一个自信不是迷信，自信它有3个阶段。
The Buddhism talks about 2 different kinds of faith. That is faith informed by wisdom or informed faith, and a confused faith or a blind faith. If we are to go about developing or generating a faith that is informed or underpinned by wisdom, there are 3 steps involved.
好，3个阶段。第一个阶段就是怀疑他要怀疑这个佛教的观点，佛教的修行等等等等首先要怀疑，他要怀疑这到底是对还是不对要有这样子的怀疑。
The first stage entails an attitude of doubt, an attitude of skepticism towards Buddhist doctrines and towards Buddhist methods. So this first stage entails this attitude of skepticism.
好，第2个阶段呢，就是因为有怀疑，但是他想知道这个到底是对还是错，所以他就去观察如果我们不想知道的话，那就是怀疑而已，他也不会去他不会继续去关注这个事情。但是呢，他想了解他想知道，所以他进一步的去观察第2个阶段就是观察。
The second stage is one of observation. So, based on the original doubts, a person who is hoping to look further into Buddhist doctrine and methods to understand whether or not they are valid or not will undergo a process of observation in order to find an answer.
第3个阶段呢，它就是通过观察 自己得到了答案就是获得了这个结论这样子以后呢，他也许发现这是对的，也许发现这是错的不管他发现他的结论是错的还是对的他通过这3个不同的阶段，最后他就有一个自己的观点。
And the third stage is where the person in question derives an answer from their inquiry. They reach a conclusion. It will either be one that, yes, the Buddhist views and methods of practice are valid, or no, they are not. In any case, this is the third stage, and it is one where the individual in question reaches their own conclusion about things.
那佛教讲人的根基有立根和钝根立根者他的心性就是这个知行，他通过这3个不同的阶段，最后他自己找到了一个坚定不移的心性从此以后呢，他要进入佛门在这个以后的学佛的过程当中，不管是什么样的文化背景，不管是什么样的环境，什么样的教育，他永远都不会有动摇的。
So Buddhism talks about the different dispositions and capacities of individuals. We talk about individuals with sharp capacities and dispositions, and those with dull dispositions and capacities. For a person with a sharp disposition, they would undergo these 3 stages in order to develop a faith that was underpinned, that was informed by this process of inquiry. And by doing so, they would be able to form a faith that was very stable, unshakable in nature. As a result, for the rest of their practice career, wherever they found themselves, regardless of what cultural context or what environment they were in, they would not waver from their path of practice.
好，另外一个心性叫做盲目的心性盲目的心性呢，它没有这3个阶段，它就只有一个阶段直接就醒了有人说这个是对的，他以为是对有人说这是错，他就相信是错的自己没有，第一个他自己没有怀疑，第二个他又没有去观察，所以前面的2个阶段都没有，只有最后的最后的这个环节。
And the second type of faith, as we mentioned, was a confused or a blind faith. And a person with this kind of faith doesn't go through the 3 stages that we mentioned, or at least not the first 2 stages of doubt and observation. They jump immediately to the final stage, which is directly placing their faith. So if someone says this is to be believed, they will believe it. If they say it is not to be believed, they won't believe it. In any case, this is not a kind of faith that is underpinned by a process of doubt and investigation.
好，我们现代人整体这个文化的水平是比较高的，所以这个观察的条件是相对来说是比较成熟的，所以呢，我们想学某一种宗教，或者是想跟随某一个人学习的时候呢，那首先必须要有这2个环节首先要怀疑怀疑并不是不好，怀疑是非常好的然后呢，再去观察那么通过观察，最后就得到了心性那么这样子自己就可以很放心的很安心的去学习这是在佛教里面呢非常的赞叹这种心性。
In general, these days, people have a relatively high level of education, and so the conditions that would be necessary for undertaking this kind of investigation and inquiry in order to place one's faith, these conditions are relatively mature, you might say. So if we are interested in learning a particular religion or following a particular teacher, it is really necessary that we do undertake these first two stages. Doubt is a good thing. It's a positive thing. And it's also necessary that, having generated doubts, that we investigate further, that we observe further. Through doing so, we will be able to generate a really stable kind of faith, and as a result, continue on in our practice with great peace of mind. And faith that is stable like this and based on a process of doubt and investigation is highly praised in the Buddhist tradition.
佛陀很多时候都鼓励我们去怀疑他的话。
The Buddha, on many occasions, encouraged us strongly to doubt the things he said.
但是有一些非常非常深奥的东西特别深奥的东西，那这个我们怀疑，我们当然可以怀疑，但是呢，因为这些很深奥的东西呢，它已经超越了我们的这个思维的范围，所以我们可以怀疑，但是呢，怀疑了以后呢，通过我们的观察最后我们能不能够得到一个很确切的这个答案呢？有点难但是这是极个别的问题上才是这样子。
There are, however, some questions or content in Buddhism that is of a very deep and profound nature. And even though it's still possible, of course, for us to reflect on this content with an attitude of doubt, quite often these questions are one that surpass or transcend our scope or our ability of comprehension. So it's in respect of these few issues that finding an answer for ourselves through a process of observation is relatively more difficult.
所以我们要好不容易有一个像学佛、像修心这样子的心，那么就是我们在这样子的一个混乱的这个状态当中得到一个这样子的心，很不容易的。那有了这样子的心以后呢，我们一定要走上正确的路否则的话非常可惜，非常遗憾的。
The fact that we have come to a point where we are oriented and we are interested, we're keen to study and practice Buddhism is not something that we've come by easily at all. In our chaotic world, our chaotic lives, to have reached this point of being oriented towards Buddhist study and practice is something that is very rare. So it's all the more important that we enter into a correct path of practice.
那么我想我们现在这个社会这个年代虽然有很多大佛教的旗号，大藏传佛教的旗号等等有很多这样子的事情但是我想总的来说两个问题是我们值得关注在这个两个问题上面呢，大家要谨慎一点。
In our current age, there are many who go about carrying the banner of Buddhism and carrying the banner of Tibetan Buddhism in promoting themselves. There are, I think, two important things that we really need to pay attention to.
首先第一个是人人我们刚才也讲过了，就有很多人说自己是很了不起，是佛或者是菩萨那么我们不要听他怎么讲，就要去看他怎么做事情。
The first is in respect to the people who make all these kinds of claims. Some, as we just said, claiming to be Buddhas themselves or Bodhisattvas. In this situation, the important thing is not to listen so much to what they say, but actually to observe how they act, what they do in practice.
比如说他说他是佛啊，他说他是菩萨啊，他说他是活佛，很了不起的人，大事成就者啊。那么如果是佛教的成就者，佛教的大师这样子的话，那他再怎么样，他应该是一个为众生服务，为人类服务，应该是一个这样子的最起码的这个要求也是这样子。比如说菩提心实际上发了菩提心发菩提心的意思是什么呢？我们比如说我们今天发菩提心，那么意思就是说我永远当一个这个免费的服务员服务所有的众生，就是这样子的意思。那么他如果真的是佛，真的是菩萨真的是这个了不起的人，那他做了什么对众生有利的事他做了什么对人类有利的事？他这个六道轮回的众生其他我们看不见，但他对动物有什么贡献他对人类有什么贡献？他付出了什么他付出了，他对这个人类社会输出了什么有没有输出爱心？有没有输出智慧如果什么都没有了那这样子的话，这个真的是值得高度怀疑的。
So, for all of these people who claim to be themselves Buddhas or Bodhisattvas, reincarnate lamas, masters, great realizers, etc., from a Buddhist point of view, the very basic or the very minimum requirement that we would expect to see in any one of these supposedly great spiritual guides is a basic attitude of service towards others, an attitude of bodhicitta towards other beings, humans and including animals. When we talk about the aspiration of bodhicitta, really this is one where we undertake to be of service to all other living beings for free forever. And so in terms of assessing another person, another teacher who makes particular claims, we might ask, what do they do that is of benefit towards others, other people? What do they do that is benefit to other beings, such as animals? What contribution have they actually made to humans, to society? Have they contributed wisdom? Have they contributed compassion? And if they haven't done any of these things, then probably they are someone to whom we should exercise a great measure of doubt.
好，第二就是神通我们很多人对神通特别的感兴趣只要说是一个讲神通的看风水的这样子的话，很多人非常的感兴趣但是神通在佛教里面他也不反对神通但是佛教他也不追求神通。
The other issue is that of magical powers or supernatural abilities. This is something that many people have a great amount of interest in. As soon as they hear that someone has certain magical abilities or that they are a feng shui master or something like this, they have great interest immediately. Insofar as supernatural powers are concerned, this is not something that the Buddhist tradition denies. However, it is not something that it explicitly pursues either.
那么神通如果用不好的话，神通也会让我们下地狱都有可能。比如说，在释迦牟尼佛的身边有一个人叫做提婆达多。因为提婆达多他有神通他就造了2个无间罪无间罪的这个罪过无间罪就是在佛教里面呢，所有罪过里面最严重的他就造了2个无间罪最后堕地狱。那么这个 提婆达多如果他没有神通，那他没有办法去做2个无间罪，因为他有神通，然后他以神通把当时的一个印度的国王说服了以后呢，就通过国王的势力去造这2个无间罪神通最后让他下地狱所以神通如果用不好的话，那神通会让人下地狱遭罪，所以神通它也有这样子的很严重的负面的作用。
Having supernatural abilities is something that also carries great risks and dangers if they are not used correctly. For example, in the time of the Buddha, by his side was a disciple named Tipodado, and he used his supernatural abilities to commit 5 of the most unforgivable Buddhist sins. The way he did this was he used his powers to bring a king under his power, and by this means he committed 2 of these very serious unforgivable sins. As a result, he descended to the hell realms. We can see from this story, therefore, that supernatural abilities not deployed in a proper way can carry all kinds of risks and negative consequences.
神通如果真的有神通的话，它可以知道一些稍微比较隐蔽的东西事情，但是呢，神通没有办法让我们没有烦恼，神通不能让我们证悟，神通不能让我们解脱，所以我们对神通不能太痴迷。
It's possible that supernatural abilities can give us can enable us to discover certain kinds of knowledge that is not immediately apparent, certain kinds of hidden or secret knowledge. However, supernatural abilities are of no use to us in eliminating our disturbing emotions. They're of no use to us in achieving enlightenment. They are no use to us in achieving liberation either. So for this reason, we shouldn't fall too head over heels with supernatural powers and the like.
我们东方西方都有很多自称是神通的大师号称是神通大师很多，但是我们东西方都每年每个月都发生这么多的自然灾害，死了这么多的人，为什么他们不预告一下？这个确实我也不知道是什么原因。
Whether it's in the East or in the West, there are many self-avowed masters with supernatural powers these days. However, despite the fact that there are so many so-called masters, we still see a great number of natural disasters. We still see a great number of people dying every day. One would wonder if these people are really as amazing as they claim to be, why they wouldn't tell us in advance about these things that were going to happen.
这个是为什么应该有一个合理的解释。
And why they don't do this, why they don't forewarn humans as to these disasters that are impending, they should have a reasonable explanation for.
好，这样子以后呢，我们就是要找到一个正确的路，在这个过程当中我们也要学会有些东西确实要怀疑。
So when we start out, it's important for us to find a correct path of practice. And in order to do this, it's important that we are skeptical and have doubt towards certain things.
以佛教的名义以藏传佛教的名义做各种各样的事情的这样子的人，东方有，西方也有所以呢，我们 要学佛，那就千万要学一个正确，千万要找到一个正确的，千万不要走错路，要找到一个正确的路。
In the West, as well as in Asia too, there are a number of people who carry out their various activities under the name of Tibetan Buddhism. Starting out, however, it is extremely important that we set out on a correct path. We cannot afford to set out on a path that is incorrect.
好，佛教它是经得起任何一种怀疑的，所以呢，佛陀鼓励我们怀疑那我想我们这个年代更加的需要怀疑。
Buddhism is able to stand, the Buddhist teachings are able to stand up to any kind of doubt or skepticism or process of inquiry. So doubt, in fact, is important, and it's probably something that we need all the more in this day and age.
好，接下来我们这个要讲一下这个我们进入这个正确的道的这个具体的一些方法，一些它的次第。
So now we're going to go on talking about how we enter into the path and various stages of the path that we then follow.
好，我们想把这个我们学佛的这个心让它找到一个正确的路，这样子的话，前提的条件或者是先决的这个条件是，首先我们要找到一位善知识。
So the first precondition or prerequisite of finding a path or bringing our mind to the correct path is to find for ourselves a qualified spiritual friend.
善知识上师师父都是一个意思。我们佛经里面呢，善知识显宗的佛经里面善知识这个名词用的比较多，然后密法里面呢，上师这个词用的比较多，然后汉传佛教里面呢，师父这个词就用的比较多，但是实际上这三个都是一个内容，一个意思。
In terms of this spiritual friend, there are different names that this goes by in different traditions. For example, in certain traditions, we speak a lot of Kalamitra, a spiritual friend, a wise friend. In Vajrayana, we tend to speak more of the guru. In Chinese Buddhism, we speak of a master, but in actual fact, the meaning is all one and the same.
好，在学佛的这个路上上师也好师父也好，善知识，这个确实是非常的重要。
In progressing along the path of practice, having a teacher, a spiritual friend, a guru, or a master is extremely important.
佛陀的智慧就是好比是一个水库水库里面的水。
We could draw an analogy by saying that the knowledge of the Buddha is like a reservoir of water.
然后从释迦牟尼佛到我们自己上师之间的一代的这些上师，在藏传佛教里面叫做传承上师那么传承上师呢，就像自来水的管道。
And we could say, we could liken the many generations of teachers that connect the Shakyamuni Buddha to us, one generation after the other. In Tibetan Buddhism, we refer to these as lineage masters, we could say that these successive generations of masters are like a pipe.
好，然后我们自己的上师呢，就是这个水龙头一样。
And our own teacher, our own guru, is like the faucet of a tap.
那么这三个都很重要，水库里面没有水啊，那有了管道龙头也是没有用的。然后有一个自来水的龙头，然后有一个水库，中间没有这个管道也是没有办法的啊。那么如果有水库有管道都有了啊，没有这个水龙头的话，那我们怎么去打开，怎么去关啊，都没有办法的。
All three of these are extremely important. If we had a pipe and a tap with no reservoir, or there was no water in the reservoir, then we wouldn't be in a very good situation. If we had a tap and a reservoir but no pipe to connect the two, we would be in a difficult situation. And similarly, if there was a reservoir and a pipe but no tap with which we could actually access the water, no tap with which we could turn on and off the water, then again, we would not be in a good situation. So all three of these, the reservoir, the pipe, and then the tap that brings the water directly to us, are all very important.
对需要喝水的一个人来讲，这三个都非常非常的重要，三个都很重要。但是呢，离我们最近的不是水库，也不是管道，而是自来水的龙头。
To a person who is thirsty and wants to drink water, all three of these things are extremely important. However, in terms of that which is most close to us, then it's clearly the tap that's most close.
然后把这个水直接倒入我的壶里面的也是这个水龙头。
That which brings the water to my pot is the tap.
然后我自己想开就开，想关就关，我用我的手去可以操作的也是这个水龙头，也不是水库，也不是水管。
And that which I can control, I can turn it on, I can turn it off, that is the tap. It's not the pipe and it's not the reservoir either.
所以对我来讲，这个水龙头很重要，特别的重要。
So from our own personal points of view, the tap is extremely important. It's the most important thing.
同样的，佛的智慧在佛的心中然后从佛的心中把每一个这个传承的上师，把佛心中的智慧和佛心中的慈悲一代一代的传递，最后传递给我们。那么传递给我们的时候呢，它不是佛传递给我们，也不是这个中间的这么多的人传递给我们，而是我们自己的根本的上师传递给我们的。
And in terms of the wisdom of the Buddha's mind, the Buddha's wisdom, the Buddha's compassion, each generation, the teacher that brings this knowledge directly to us is not the Buddha himself. And in respect of ourselves, it's not all of the teachers that have, all the generations of teachers that have passed before, but rather it is our own teacher, our own master, our own root guru who brings the knowledge and the wisdom, the wisdom and the compassion of the Buddha directly to us.
那我能不能喝到水，最后就在我自己家里的厨房里的这个水龙头有直接的关系。
Whether or not at the end of the day we are able to drink water resides primarily with the tap that exists in the kitchen in our own home.
佛法从2500多年前一直传到今天已经传到今天这个年代。但是呢，我自己能不能得到这个佛法的意义 跟2500多年前也没有关系啊，跟几百年前的人也没有关系，就跟我现在的我自己的善知识有直接的关系。
Even though Buddhism originated 2,500 years ago or thereabouts and has been transmitted since then, from our own personal perspective, that which matters insofar as us being able to receive the teachings of the Buddha is not the Buddha who existed 2,500 years ago, or even the masters that existed several hundred years ago. What is relevant and important and crucial to us is this very teacher that exists right now in our lifetime.
这个道理很简单啊，我们在学校读书的时候呢，也需要一个老师来给我们讲啊，并不是每一个学生他自己看他自己的书本学习。
And this is a really straightforward kind of logic. It's the same as if we were in a primary school. Every student needs a teacher. It's not possible that they can just simply read their own textbooks and understand everything that way.
那么这个我们的善知识啊，我们啊，对我们就是因为有直接的关系，所以我们必须要找到一个标准的善知识。
And because our spiritual teacher is one that has direct effect on ourselves, has direct relevance to ourselves, it's important that we find one who is qualified.
善知识如果它不标准，它不够标准啊，它没有达到这个善知识的标准，这样子的话，我们不能把它当作我们的善知识。
If a teacher in question is not sufficiently qualified, then we can't afford to recognize them as our own teacher.
比如说我们在街上啊，一个没有资格证、没有医生的这个资质证的一个这样子的医生，陌生的医生，我们敢让他来给我动手术吗？任何人都不敢的。
Of course, if we were to think of an unqualified doctor, a doctor who was not qualified, just some doctor who had set up their own shop, would we dare to let them perform an operation on our body? Of course we wouldn't.
我们不了解这个医生的背景啊，然后又不了解这个人，那么他给我们的药，我们敢吃吗？我们不敢吃，他到底是不是药，谁都说不清楚的，我们不敢吃啊。那同样的，我们这个意志上善知识的时候呢，那也必须要观察。
So if we're not familiar with a person, we don't have knowledge about their background, would we be willing to take the medicine that they recommended? No, we wouldn't. And so it is with a spiritual teacher. It's necessary that we observe them or undertake a period of observation in order to gain familiarity.
然后善知识啊，就像我们的汽车里面的导航系统 GPS 一样，如果这个导航系统有问题的话，那我需要去东边啊，他一定把我带到西边。
Our spiritual teacher, you could also say, is like a GPS system in our car. If the GPS system has something wrong with it, then when we need to turn to the east, it will take us to the west instead.
所以我们就是我们的车里面呢，就要安装一个比较可靠的这个导航系统，我们才放心跟着它走。
So for this reason, it's necessary for us to install a more reliable GPS system in our car, and only then would we be willing to follow its instructions with peace of mind.
所以呢，我们这个走上解脱道的第一步是意志善知识但是意志善知识的这个这个条件那就是必须要具备善知识他自己的这个佛经里面的这些要求和标准我们发现或者是我们知道他具备了这些条件，才可以把它作为我们的这个导航系统。
So in entering into the path of liberation, the first thing that we need to do is to rely on a qualified spiritual teacher. In assessing their qualification, it's necessary that they possess the criteria for spiritual teachers that are outlined in the Buddhist scriptures. And once we ascertain for ourselves that they do indeed meet these criteria, then we can place our trust in them and install them as our spiritual GPS systems.
我们的水龙头出问题，我们喝不到水。然后我们的老师不够资格，我们学不到东西，到时候考试不过关。然后我们的医生如果他不够资格，那我的病一定会更加的恶化。然后我们的导航系统出问题，那他会把我带到我不需要去的地方，我不能去的，甚至是我不能去的地方那同样的，我们的善知识如果不够资格，有问题，那这样子的话，他会把我们带到一个我们不可以去的地方，不应该去的地方。
So just as if there is a problem with our tap or faucet, we won't be able to get water, or if we have a problem with our teacher, then we're not going to study well or pass our exams properly, or if our doctor is not qualified enough, then our illness will only deteriorate further, or if our GPS has a problem, it will lead us to places that we shouldn't really be going. So too, with a spiritual guide, if they are not sufficiently qualified for their role, then it is possible too that we also may be led to incorrect places.
还有更重要的比如说我们去烧烧香拜拜佛然后就是发好心那这一点谁都可以给我们教做好人存好心这样子的简单的这些事情，比如说大学里面的教授也可以给我们教但是我们真正要去了解一下佛教讲的这些深奥的东西的时候呢，那确实没有善知识，我们根本就没有办法去了解这些东西。
Of course, if we're just wanting someone to give us guidance in becoming a good person, doing positive deeds and kind things for others, someone who teaches us how to go about making incense offerings, etc., then this is a different kind of thing. If we're just wanting to learn about being a good person, then this is something that a university professor can also teach us. However, if we are wanting to learn about the more profound teachings of the Buddhist tradition, then it is very important that we do have a qualified spiritual teacher.
比如说汉传佛教的禅宗非常深奥的那么学禅宗那么你证悟了没有？你有没有达到这个明心见性这个地步？这个一般的人是看不出来的 或者是有一点点佛教的知识根本就不管用的，没有实际的修正你的理论水平再高都没有办法看出你到底证悟了没有。
Insofar as the Chan tradition in Chinese Buddhism is concerned, this is an extremely profound teaching lineage. In terms of its highest goal of practice, the realization of self-nature, this is not something that one is able to tell on the surface of things. And theoretical knowledge, even a very high level of theoretical understanding, is no guide or indication of a particular teacher's level of realization.
尤其是密法密宗，那么密宗里面呢，它的每一个关键的词每一个关键的词都有4种不同层面的内容。
And in Vajrayana, key terms in the Vajrayana teachings, there are 4 different levels of understanding or 4 different explanations that can be given for every key term.
比如说光明空行还有这个坛城等等这些比较关键的这些词都有不同的这个不同层次的内容，然后这些不同层次的内容呢，那它是越来越深越来越深，内容上还有用词用词上面呢，就是故意就用了一些外人没有办法理解的一些词那是考虑当时的印度佛教还没有传入这个东南亚的其他地方的时候，他还在印度的时候呢，他印度本身就是有很多很多宗教有这个思想很活跃或者是用另外一个不太好的表达的话，那就是比较混乱的地方所以密法就是为了保持它的纯洁就故意就用了一些比较别扭一点的词那么这些词的真正的这个内容只有善知识一代传下来的善知识，他们才知道这个怎么去解释。
So these different levels of understanding or different kinds of levels of explanation of words in Vajrayana Buddhism include terms like luminosity, emptiness, and attachment and greed. All of these terms have 4 different levels of understanding that go from a more general understanding to increasingly profound and deep levels of understanding. In addition to this, in Vajrayana, there is also the deliberate use of language that is abstruse on the surface or not readily apparent what the meaning of the words in question is. And the purpose of this in ancient India was so that these words would not easily be understood by outsiders in what was a particularly complex religious environment. So this was in ancient India before Vajrayana had spread to Southeast Asia and other countries. During this time, the use of this secret language was developed with a view to preserving the purity of the Vajrayana teachings, and the meanings of these secret or concealed words is something that was only known by qualified masters and qualified teachers in each generation, and this knowledge was passed down generation by generation, and only these qualified masters were able to provide explanations as to these terms.
尤其是像大圆满大手印 还有这个禅宗的明心见性啊，这些非常高深的法啊，越高深的时候啊，就是我们进入了越高深的法的时候呢，然后它可以用的语言啊，就是越少啊，因为这个时候呢，我们的所有的语言啊，都是没有办法去准确的表达，因为它已经超越了我们的这个常识。我们的人类的语言是为了我们在现实生活当中方便沟通而创造的。然后当我们要表达一个超越我们的现实生活当中的这些思维的这个范围这样子的东西的时候呢，我显得我们的语言就显得非常非常的无力它没有办法表达，所以这个时候呢，没有太多的语言给你讲清楚所以这个时候呢，如果没有一个经验非常丰富的善知识上师这样子的话，根本就没有办法把真正的这个明心见性或者是大圆满这样子的东西传递给我们，没有办法的语言，这个时候是不太起作用的。
And particularly in extremely high teachings such as the Mahamudra or Dzogchen or the Chan teachings, at this very high level of practice, then in fact the usage of language becomes less and less. It's possible to rely on fewer words. Part of the reason for this is that because these traditions of practice are talking about levels of realization that are extremely high, it's difficult to use in our everyday, or to use our everyday language to speak about these experiences that really transcend the capacity of language to describe them. Language was something that was invented in order to facilitate communication and convenience in everyday life. So we find that when we want to use it to describe states or experiences that surpass or go beyond our everyday lives, that language it seems to be an incapable or somewhat ineffectual tool. So for this reason, it's all the more important that we have an extremely experienced master or an extremely experienced teacher who is able to communicate the subtlety and nuance of concepts such as realizing one's self-nature or realizing one's rikpa, etc. Without such a teacher, then it's extremely difficult, if not impossible, to transmit these ideas and concepts.
所以我们有些人觉得我们不需要上师我自己去可以看大圆满，我自己去可以看大手印，这些大圆满大手印现在已经是非常非常公开这个网络上到处都有这个电子版，我自己可以去看我不需要什么善知识。但是这种想法是不对的。我们比如说，我们想了解一下大圆满他在讲什么，大手印他在讲什么，简单的一些字面上的，或者是他的一些大致的内容去了解一下，可以的，自己去看，只要观过定只要有观过定，先去了解一下可以。但是如果你真的要去证悟，要体会它的内容那我们自己去看书永远都不可能，永远都达不到这个深度。
And many people say, especially in relation to the Mahamudra and Dzogchen teachings, that it's not necessary to have a teacher. They can read the texts themselves and gain an understanding for themselves this way. And of course, materials, texts on Mahamudra and Dzogchen are extremely widely available. They're very openly available these days, what with the rise of the internet and so on. Of course, it's possible for us to read texts. It's possible, if we have an appropriate initiation, to gain familiarity and overall understanding of these traditions from a theoretical point of view. However, if we are wanting to gain an experiential understanding of these teachings, then clearly just reading these books ourselves is by far not enough. It's essential that we have a teacher who can impart this to us.
所以我们如果想了解或者想证悟真正的佛教的智慧，那这样子的话，那我们首先必须要找到一个标准资格的上师。
So if we really want to understand the Buddhist teachings and gain realization of the Buddhist teachings, the first thing we need to do is locate for ourselves a qualified spiritual teacher.
那么什么是标准什么是资格呢？是不是名声不是是不是实力？也不是是不是这个头衔？比如说堪布呀、歌席呀、活佛呀、法师呀、法王是不是这些头衔？也不是。
So what do we mean by a properly qualified teacher? Are we referring here to the fame of the teacher in question? Are we referring to their power and clout? Are we referring to their formal status or title, such as Khenpo or Geshe or Chogyal or something like this? No, we are not.
那么最起码的标准，低的不能再低的最低的标准是什么呢？我们的上师必须要有标准，非常标准的菩提心这个条件最低的限度，这是底线，不能再低了，再低了就是不资格了，我们不要去依止。
The absolute most basic minimum requirement for a qualified spiritual teacher is that they do possess genuine bodhicitta. Without fulfilling this basic minimum requirement, then they are just not qualified to be our teacher. So this is the absolute basic requirement that must be fulfilled.
这是大乘佛教的标准当然，如果我们想学小乘佛教的话，那就不需要菩提心。
Of course, this is a criteria of the Mahayana tradition. If we are students of the basic vehicle, then the possession of bodhicitta is not a necessary requirement.
好，第二个标准是什么？比如说，我们向这位上师学大圆满、大手印这样子的话，那一定是他自己是一个证悟了大圆满，或者是证悟了大手印的人。
And if we are hoping to rely on this teacher to lead us to the realization of the nature of our own minds, such as in the Mahamudra or Dzogchen traditions, then it is important that the teacher we rely on has themselves realized the nature of their minds in this way.
然后第三个条件就是，比如说他有菩提心然后也有证悟了大圆满但是呢，不懂得怎么样表达这样子的话，他本身是很了不起的人，但是呢，我们得不到什么东西，所以呢，懂得表达能够讲的一个这样子的人，那么只要有这三个条件，我们可以把它当作这个我们的善知识根本的上师虽然佛经里面讲了很多的标准，但是如果这个所有的条件都要具备，那确实是没办法找到这样子，几乎是没有办法找到。但是佛经里面也讲得很清楚了，他说未来就这种人就比较不容易找到，但是呢这个里面这些条件里面呢就有几个关键的条件就可以一致，可以当 当做自己的上师啊。那么几个关键的条件就是我们刚才讲的这几个。
So, in addition to being in possession of genuine bodhicitta and genuine realization as well, we need to find a teacher who is actually able to impart the teachings to us. That is, they have some skill in actually teaching us about the tradition. So it's these three things that are crucial in finding a qualified teacher. Although the Buddhist scriptures do detail many different criteria for a qualified spiritual teacher, in actual fact it's almost impossible to find a teacher that embodies all of these many criteria. It was also said in the scriptures that in future times it would be difficult to find teachers who embodied all of these criteria. And the scriptures emphasize the three important things as being those that we just looked at: bodhicitta, realization, and the capacity to impart the teaching. So when we're looking for a teacher, we should pay attention to these 3 points.
善知识我们不能把它当作一位老师老师是什么呢？它可以给我们教知识仅此而已。那么善知识上师他可以给我们教这些佛教的知识、佛教的常识。除了这个以外，更重要的，他要能够改变我能够改变我，有各种各样不同的方法来改变我，就有这个能力的人才叫做上师。所以呢，老师跟上师不一样的。如果我们的上师只有一个老师，只起到一个老师的作用可以给我教一些佛教的常识那当然也好，但是还不够这个上师的标准。
So we can't afford to look upon our spiritual teacher as an ordinary teacher. Ordinary teachers are capable of teaching or imparting to us ordinary knowledge, and indeed Buddhist teachers are capable of teaching us Buddhist common knowledge as well. However, our spiritual teacher is one who is able to bring about changes in us through various means and methods. And so it is important that we understand the difference between a spiritual teacher and an ordinary teacher.
所以在这个藏传佛教里面呢，也讲，如果我们真正找到一个这样子很标准的上师的话那么他让我做的事情跟这个佛经有矛盾，有些时候也会有矛盾那有矛盾的话，那我还是根据佛经去做，还是我根据我的上师的要求去做呢？如果你可以确定，你完全确定他是一个标准的上师的话，那么这个时候虽然是表面上看起来他要求我去做的事情跟佛教是有冲突的，但是呢，我还是跟着他的要求去做。
What if, having identified a qualified spiritual teacher, this teacher advises us to do things that are in conflict with the Buddhist scriptures? What should we do in this situation? Well, if we can be convinced that the teacher in question is indeed qualified, then even though on the surface what they advise us to do is in conflict with the Buddhist scriptures, we can undertake it, or we can follow their advice in any case.
因为他有菩提心我们已经确定他有菩提心，所以他绝不可能为了达到他自己的什么个人的目标，让我去做一些违背佛法的事情这一点有菩提心的人是绝对不可能的。
And the reason for this is that a qualified spiritual teacher has genuine bodhicitta. And for this reason, they would not advise us to do things that were in conflict with the Buddhist teachings in order to achieve some kind of self-interest or to achieve some kind of purpose of their own. With a aspiration or with genuine bodhicitta, this is not something a qualified teacher would be able to do.
然后佛经里面的很多的要求很多要求，什么可以做，什么不可以做，都是大众化的这是归所有人讲的然后我这个善知识呢，他特别的了解我这样子的人应该用什么样的方法来教我他很清楚的，所以呢，他有可能是用一种另外一种方法来帮助我这个非常有可能。
The Buddhist scriptures contain all kinds of things or rulings, decrees on what sorts of things we should do or shouldn't do, we can do and we can't do. However, these are really only of a general advice. This is advice that is of a general nature and understood and oriented towards the vast majority of people. Our own spiritual teacher, on the other hand, understands us well as individuals. Therefore, it is entirely possible that they might give us instructions to do things in a different way than that which is set out in the Buddhist scriptures, however, is suitable to our own individual situation, which is something they know as a result of their personal understanding of us.
就像弥勒日巴大师去找马尔巴大师学佛学习他没有给他教什么整天去干活修房子，修好了以后呢，又把它毁掉，重新去修，又把这个建好了以后呢，又把它毁掉，要重新去修，反复的这样子让他去干活，什么也没有教。
If we take the example of Milarepa and Marpa, for example, Marpa didn't teach Milarepa anything to begin with. He just made him constantly engage in manual labor, made him build one house after the other, then tear it down, then build another house, tear it down. He did this constantly without teaching Milarepa anything.
汉传佛教禅宗的六祖慧能大师当初到五祖弘忍大师那里去求法，然后呢7、8个月什么一句话都没有教，让他到后院去干活，天天都是干活，除了干活以外没有任何的学习修行。
For example, when the sixth patriarch of the Chan tradition, Master Huineng, sought out the fifth patriarch, Hongren, for spiritual instruction, for the first 18 months, Hongren didn't teach Huineng anything. He just had him do work and manual labor in the back courtyard.
但是后来机缘成熟的时候呢，这2个人都证悟了，都明心见性了。
However, when the time was right and karma had matured, then both Milarepa and Huineng both achieved enlightenment.
但是如果我们不太确定我现在的这个上师是不是具备这些条件我不是很确定的话，那么他的要求跟佛教有冲突的时候，我还是根据佛的要求去做。
However, if we still aren't in a position where we are convinced of whether our teacher is qualified or not, then in this situation it's best to err on the side of what the Buddhist scriptures advise us to do.
当年弥勒日巴大师他离开马尔巴大师，他已经证悟了 那么他离开的时候呢，马尔巴大师也就祝福过他。他说，以后你教学生的时候呢，不要用我的这种方法去教啊，因为你这样子的学生也很少啊，我这样子的上师也很少的，所以呢，你就不要用我这一套。
For example, when after Milarepa had completed his practice and left Mapa, gave him, he congratulated him, he passed on his best wishes at parting, and he left him with the advice that in the future, when Milarepa taught his own students, he shouldn't follow Mapa's methods in teaching them. And the reasons for this was, he said that there aren't, in fact, many students around who are like you, and there also aren't many teachers who are like me. So for this reason, don't use my bag of methods on the students that you take.
然后这样子以后呢，我们如果找到了这样子上师，我们虔诚的去学习那他一定会想各种办法改变我们的这些不好的这些习气然后让我们一步一步的有进步，走向解脱道。所以上师确实是非常的重要。
However, having met a qualified teacher, it is sure that they will apply all kinds of ways and means to have us change and change from our habituated patterns of behavior. So it's extremely important that we find a qualified teacher to rely on in the path.
上师真正的有菩提心、有证悟的上师，他也许不需要讲太多的话那我们看到的时候或者是有一些莫名其妙，我们也会得到一些能量，会改变自己的。
Truly qualified teachers who are in possession of both bodhicitta and realization, sometimes it's not actually necessary that they say that much to us at all. Sometimes it can just be a few words or even some kinds of strange incident that when we observe it can give us a very strong, we can feel a very strong sense or a strong effect from these few words or this incident in question.
我给大家讲一个我自己的故事，我感受到过真正的什么叫做上师的加持。
And I'd like to tell everybody a little story of my own experience of what a teacher's blessing actually is.
大约是90年代，应该是98年、99年这样子的时候，具体的时间记得不是很清楚。当时我在这个大陆的成都那我想卖一个东西，卖一个东西，那这个东西呢，对佛法、对我个人的学佛、对我个人的修行是没有太大的关系的，这是一个生活用品。
So it was back in the 1990s, I think, probably in 1998 or 1999. I was in Chengdu in China, and I wanted to buy something. I wanted to buy an item. This thing that I wanted to buy wasn't something that had any big connection with Buddhism or my practice. It was just something that I wanted in everyday life.
那我想买这个东西，我决定要买这个东西，然后我就准备起来去买这个去买这个东西的时候呢，我准备起来出去的时候呢，我在我的这个桌子上面呢看到一位上师的照片，这不是我的根本的最重要的上师法王如意宝金门彭措，不是另外一个上师。另外一个上师呢，实际上我没有听过太多的法，但是呢有些时候呢就是我们的上师的安排下，我们在他那里 也有些时候也听一点法，但他确实是一个非常好的上师。
And just when I was getting ready to get up and go out and buy this thing, I saw on my table a picture of one of my teachers. This teacher wasn't my main guru, Khenpo Jimi Punsok. It was another Lama, another teacher of mine, whom I had received some teachings from. That is, when special arrangements had been made for me to receive teachings from him. In any case, this Lama was an extremely fine teacher.
这位上师呢，他也是我们的法王如意宝金门彭措的一个弟子，一个弟子。那么他同时也是我们的师兄，也是我们的另外一个上师。他现在已经圆寂了。
This teacher in question was also a disciple of Khenpo Jimi Punsok, and so therefore he was a member of our extended Dharma family as well.
我跟他很熟悉。
And I was very close to him, very familiar with him.
接触的比较多，那么每一次我们见面的时候，就聊一些佛法。
And I had quite a lot of interaction with him, and every time we met, we talked about the Dharma.
那么那一天呢，我站起来准备去买这个东西的时候呢，我在我的这个桌子上就发现一张他的照片。
However, every time I got up to go outside and buy this particular thing, I would see his picture on the table.
那么当我看到他的照片的时候呢，我什么也没有想，就拿起来一看然后我立即就想就想到一些他经常说的一些话，然后我立即就我想去买这东西的这个念头打消了，我就不感兴趣了，就本来是要站起来去买这个东西的但是呢，看到这个照片呢，他没有人跟我说什么也没有，但看到这个照片，就仅仅是看到这个照片，就改变了我的这种想法，我就坐下来没有去买。
But when I would get up, ready to go out and buy this thing, and when I would see his photo, I would find myself thinking about him, thinking about things that he had said, and just seeing the photo would be enough for that thought of wanting to go out and buy this thing to become less strong in my mind. I would become uninterested. I would no longer have the urge to go out and buy it, and so I wouldn't. And this effect would take place through nothing else than just seeing the picture of this Lama on the table.
那什么东西可以买，什么东西不可以买，我心里很清楚的但是呢，就是因为看到这个照片立即就想到这个对我修行，对我的这些学习没有太多帮助的这个没有太大关系的这东西不应该去买，立即就有一种这样子的想法这个想法不是因为什么理论理论我懂，本来就懂，但是呢，我这个时候就想准备去买已经站起来了仅仅就是看到一张照片，立即就打消了这个念头我认为这个叫做上师的加持。
So in terms of what sorts of things I was permitted to buy and what sort of things were not permitted to buy, I was very clear about what the Buddhist scriptures had to say about this, what was allowed and what was not. And when I would see the picture of my teacher, it was just seeing him and remembering him that was enough for me to feel that actually going out and buying this thing wouldn't be of that much benefit to me, it wouldn't be of much help to my practice, and it was seeing the picture that enabled this urge to go out and buy this thing to become less strong. It didn't have anything to do with theory or rules about what was right and wrong. It was just seeing the picture of this teacher which had this positive effect on me in this way. And this is an example of what I consider to be a teacher's blessing.
他没有什么名声，就是一个小寺庙的一个堪布而已。他知道他的人最多也就有这么几百个人而已，没有名声他没有什么时间的实力，他对这些东西从来都不感兴趣的。他也是除了自己的生活用品最基本的这些以外，他也没有什么其他的更多的，他也不富裕。但是呢，就是因为人有内在的修正所以这个他也不需要说太多的话，我们就可以感受到一些这样子的能量我个人认为这样子叫做上师的这个加持。然后我们这些书里面经常讲到，上师有不仅仅是能够教这些佛教的知识，而且能够改变别人的行为，有这个能力的人才有资格做上师那么不仅仅是人照片都可以改变人的这些起心动念那这个叫做上师。
So this teacher of mine, he wasn't famous, he wasn't renowned, he was just a Khenpo of a small monastery, and the number of people who knew him were probably only, several hundred. He didn't have any worldly clout, he wasn't well off. In fact, his belongings and possessions were just those few that you need for your basic everyday life. However, what this teacher did have was the power of inner realization, and therefore it wasn't necessary for him to say much. One could already feel the power of that inner realization without using lots of words. So when we talk about a qualified teacher, the scriptures and the tradition often speaks about teachers who are not just able to teach us the knowledge of the Buddha's teachings, but who have the power to change our behavior. And it is primarily this, the capacity to induce changes in our behavior, that is important to a teacher being a qualified spiritual guide. And it's not just the person who is able to have this power of blessing. It's also possible for a qualified teacher, just a picture of them, to have this effect too.
那这个就是我刚才讲的，就是一个比较普通的堪布里面呢，就是也有这样子的那么像法王如意宝这样子的这个上师呢，这个加持就更不用说，我们今天在座的很多的出家人都是法王如意宝的弟子，他们每一个人都有很多很多的故事讲不完的那一般的稍微修行比较好的人，虽然是没有名气，虽然是没有什么实力，但是他们因为这些传统的这些上师，他们的修行，他们自己的这个严格要求自己各方面他们虽然是外面没有什么很大的事这个名声，但是是有这样子的这个内在的能量我们感觉得到那这样如果能够找到这样子有加持的上师改变我们的一些行为是不难不难光是学理论学知识来改变我们，确实很多知识我们都懂我们很多人去做犯法的事情犯罪的事情他们很多人都懂法律他懂法律他知道这样子去做有什么法律的惩罚他知道但是呢就是改变不了自己约束不了自己，所以我们如果找到这样子的上师，那就是改变我们是不难的。
So this teacher in question, he was just an ordinary Khenpo, and yet he had this remarkable power of blessing. A remarkable and extraordinary teacher like Khenpo Jimi Phuntsok, for example, well, there's really no need to speak then of the scope of his blessing power, which was extremely immense. Many of the lamas in the audience today are students of Khenpo Jimi Phuntsok, and everybody will no doubt have their own stories about the very amazing extent of his blessing power. In terms of traditional masters in Tibetan Buddhism, it's not necessary for them to have the external trappings of fame or renown. The power of their high state of practice and the power of their inner realization, the extremely strict requirements and discipline that they impose on themselves means that regardless how they appear on the outside, they do possess an inner power, and it's possible for us to feel and experience and know this power. And if we do encounter such a teacher, then being changed in our ways is not a particularly difficult thing. It's not always necessary for us to learn a whole lot of theoretical knowledge. Contact with such a teacher who has a strong power of blessing is often a way that we are able to change more quickly and more easily. We can, for example, in terms of our understanding of the law and people who commit crimes quite often have a very good theoretical understanding of what the law says. However, for whatever reason, they're not able to control themselves. They're not able to bring about changes at the level of their behavior. So that's why when we speak of a qualified teacher, a teacher who is able to bring about change in us through the power of their blessing is very important.
好，我们照到了这样子的上师的时候呢，那我们对上师要有恭敬心啊。西方就是大家都很强调平等啊，那当然从法律的角度讲，不管是上师也好，弟子也好，都是平等的。但是呢，从学佛的角度来讲，那我们应该有恭敬心啊。当然我们要有恭敬，我们凭什么要恭敬？那肯定是需要理由的啊，就是因为理由是什么呢？理由就是因为他有菩提心啊，他有证悟空性的见解，而我没有啊。我要向他学习，我想得到他的这些东西，所以我要恭敬心啊。我没有这样子的恭敬心啊，那我们就想把这个法律上面讲的这个平等这个概念啊，拿到这个佛学师徒这个当中来看啊，这样子的话，我们很多时候就是没有这种恭敬心，那这样子的话，我们很多时候就得不到这个上师的加持啊，就是我们大家都是平等啊，那你应该给我呀？为什么呢？就是因为这是我买了门票的呀，所以呢，你要给我是我自己买的呀。那这样子讲肯定是不行的。
So if we are able to find such a teacher, it's important that we respect them, that we show them an attitude of respect. In the West, everybody emphasizes the importance of equality, and certainly at the level of law, everyone is equal. Whether that be a lama or a lama's disciples, everybody is equal in the eyes of the law. However, in terms of learning Buddhism and studying Buddhism, it is important that we have and show respect for our teachers. Of course, this respect must be based on reasons, and the reasons for this respect are that the teacher in question possesses bodhicitta, has a realization of emptiness. These things I don't have. I want to cultivate these things for myself. I want to learn these things from this teacher. So it's on this basis that we have respect for our teacher. So if we transpose this idea of equality from a secular setting into our Buddhist study and practice, it's possible that we may not be able to receive the full blessings of our teacher. It then becomes a situation where we have a very transactional attitude towards the relationship between our teacher and ourselves, the students, kind of like we feel that, if we bought a ticket, then you should give us this. And this attitude is clearly not one that we should have.
就像我们很多的学校因为它的学费很高然后呢，很多的学生对他的老师没有什么感情，没有什么像传统的这种师徒的这种感情那么反而他觉得你应该给我教为什么呢？你教我是我买的，我付了这么高的学费那你凭什么我还要对你有恭敬心呢？你教我是理所当然的事情不教反而是你的问题因为我付了这么多的钱。他们有这样子的现在很多的这个学校的师徒的关系就是这样子那么他们的想法也不能说完全是没有道理但是呢，如果把这个想法拿到佛教里面佛教的师徒里面，那确实是我们可以学到佛教的知识，我们可以在我们的上师那里我们可以学到很多的佛教的知识，但是我刚才讲的这种加持是没有办法得到的。
So in many schools and universities these days, because students pay very high tuition fees in order to attend these schools, the relationship between teacher and student no longer has the traditional values of respect and affection that once characterized these kinds of relationships. People or students feel that since they paid fees, then their teachers should teach them various kinds of knowledge. This is the inevitable way that things should be, given that the fact that they have paid a lot of money. They don't see that they should necessarily have respect for the teacher. After all, they are the customer. This attitude we can't say is entirely unreasonable. However, if we bring it into Buddhist study and practice, then, as we said before, while it may be possible for us to learn theoretical knowledge about Buddhism, it will be impossible for us to receive our teacher's blessing.
所以呢，我们作为上师的，那也就比如说我们观定传法，还有就是这些佛教的这些知识应该是免费的这个我觉得确实是应该是免费的，这个不能收费比如说我们租一个这样子的这个会场那么这个就是会产生一些费用如果这个费用我们比如说一个主办方他承受不起的话，那么可以收一点点适当的费用那就是为了大家来听这个课那么不除了这个以外不收多的费用如果收了经常收费的话最后我们之间就会有这种我们现在的这种学校里面的这种想法是没有办法控制的，自然而然就最后就会有这样子的想法，这没办法控制。所以我们传法听法应该都是免费的，不应该收费当然我们佛教也需要钱有些时候需要道场也需要钱，印书也需要钱，很多地方有需要钱的地方那么这个我们可以比如说有些稍微条件比较好的这个功德主，如果他有这个能力的话，那么他们去做第一个不影响到他的生活第二个呢，他自己也是一个积累福报的这个一个机会第三个呢，通过他的付出 也就很多很多的人受益了啊。实际上他这个人啊，功德主他也没有吃亏啊。那我们应该用这样子的方式去做啊，不应该这些不应该收费啊。这个我觉得我个人的看法，从以前到现在都是这样子。
As teachers of the Buddha Dharma, it's my opinion that insofar as our activities are concerned, whether it be giving initiations or giving teachings, that we should do these things free of charge. That is, we shouldn't charge a cost for people to come to initiations and to come to teachings. Of course, if we're going to rent a facility such as this, then it's clear that this costs money. And if it's not possible for us to cover these expenses ourselves, then it is reasonable if we charge a cost that is just enough to cover the basic expenses of renting the facility. We shouldn't charge a cost that exceeds this basic threshold. And the reason for this is that if we do, then it is inevitable that attitudes similar to those which have arisen in the secular school context where people pay their tuition fees will arise. It's inevitable that these attitudes will proliferate. It's not able, we wouldn't be able to control the development of these attitudes. It's inevitable that they would happen. The best case scenario is that one, of course, as Buddhism does require money, it does require resources, whether it be for Dharma centers or temples or printing literature, etc. However, it is best as far as possible, especially in terms of teachings, giving teachings, and for people who are coming to listen to teachings, that these be provided free of cost, preferably through the support of a sponsor or a donor who is of relatively better off means and for whom supporting such an event doesn't impact too seriously on their own livelihood. In supporting such an event, they are accumulating a great deal of merit. They're also benefiting others in a very major way by supporting such an event. So if this is able to be done, then this is the best way, and a cost shouldn't be charged to other people who are attending. In any case, this is my own view. This has been a view that I've had since the very beginning, and it's still a view that I have up until today.
弥勒日巴大师就是从一个很普通的人最后把他变成培养成一尊佛，那是马尔巴大师培养的，但是他没有收费。然后呢，六祖慧能大师也是一个很普通的人，普通的人连字都不识，就是一个每天到山上去砍柴然后卖钱养自己的母亲的一个这样子的小子但是呢，他后来就是弘忍大师把他从一个普通的人，把他又变成了一个跟佛差不多的人，也没有收什么费。要是收费，这个价格是多少，任何人都不知道这是无价之宝，这个真的这个价格是多少，谁都不知道。但是他们也没有收什么费。当然了，如果我们今天每一个人都要这样子，那不是这个意思，肯定是不是这个，我们也给不起这么好的他们给出的东西但是呢，只要是佛法，那我们应该是建立在这个利他的心这是最起码的要求。不管是任何一个佛教的活动，它最起码它应该建立在利他心菩提心那就更好了至少是建立在利他之心。
Milarepa was an ordinary person that Marpa, through his teaching, was able to transform into a person who had attained the state of a Buddha. And he did so without accepting any charge. Hongren in respect of Master Huineng too. He transformed Huineng from someone who was a very ordinary person, in fact an illiterate person who went to the mountains every day chopping wood in order to support his mother and father, transformed this ordinary person into someone who was not too far off the Buddha in terms of his realization. All of these teachers did so without accepting a charge. And if we were going to put a charge, in fact, on what they did for their students, we wouldn't be able to give it a price. It would be something that was, in fact, priceless in nature. So in general, when we do conduct Dharma activities of whatever kind, at least we should do so with an attitude of altruism towards others, an altruistic attitude. This should be the basic minimum. Of course, best if these activities can be underpinned by an attitude of bodhicitta, that is clearly best, but at bare minimum, an altruistic attitude.
像密勒日巴大师像六祖慧能大师，他们虽然交不起什么费，他们的上师也不需要这些费用，但是呢，他们非常的感恩那么他们后来的一生都用来表达他们的报他们的上师的恩德。
Even though Marpa and Huineng's teacher did not accept payment for the work they did as teachers, nevertheless their students felt such extreme gratitude towards their teachers that they spent their entire lives repaying their gratitude.
比如说释迦牟尼佛的身边有6位比丘6位比丘特别的调皮捣蛋是出了名的当时的释迦牟尼的僧团里面呢是出名的如果他们没有那么调皮的话，今天的出家人他不需要受那么多条戒就是因为他们太调皮了，所以佛陀说这个不可以那个不可以，最后就是今天的出家人就有250多条戒，大部分都跟他们有关系
Among the Shakyamuni Buddha's disciples were 6 monks, 6 bhikshu who were extremely naughty. In fact, their naughtiness was renowned. Everybody knew about them. They were notorious. And it's in fact due to them that monks today have to take so many vows. They have to abide by so much discipline. The 250 vows that monks these days have to follow, in fact, you could say, was due to the naughtiness of these 6 monks.
有一次呢，就其中有一个人就是做了一件很不好的事情，然后当时就是闹得很大最后就是闹到这个国王和王妃到哪里就闹到他们那里然后呢国王和王妃呢都是佛教徒然后他们也觉得这个确实是非常的不好，这个对释迦牟尼佛的僧团非常的丢脸但是他们也没有办法，事情已经闹到这个地步了。那么把他们国王把这个事情处理了，处理完了以后呢，国王和他的皇后把他单独的叫过去，给他做一下思想工作，给他说某某某是你后来出家的，但人家已经证悟了阿罗汉，谁谁谁比你出家的晚那么多但人家已经证到了这么，你怎么那么长时间还有什么成就都没有不但是没有成就，怎么每一次都这样子给释迦牟尼佛和僧团这个丢脸教训了教训了以后呢，他确实他自己也感到非常的惭愧这一次，然后呢回去了以后呢，下定决心要修行了，然后他真的很快就证得了阿罗汉的果位。
There was one incident where one of these naughty bhikshu did something that was so outrageous that it became a really big thing, and it really became blown up, even so that the king and his consort found out about it. And they were extremely concerned about this event, this incident, and the king and his consort were Buddhists themselves, and they were very concerned about this incident bringing Buddhism and the Sangha into disrepute. And so they took it upon themselves to scold and rebuke this monk individually. And they said to him things like, how can you be always acting like this, doing these things? Look at these other monks who took their vows much later than you, and yet they've already realized the state of arhathood. Here you are just going about these kinds of things, bringing shame upon the Sangha. And in this way, he was very told off. Feeling so ashamed and guilty about his actions, this monk in question went immediately home and resolved to turn diligently to practice, and in a relatively short period of time attained the state of arhathood.
那么他证得了阿罗汉的时候呢，他那个时候就仔细地想了一下，他觉得我的生老病死的痛苦到此结束了我再也不需要去面对生老病死的痛苦，我再也不需要面对过去的这些很多很多的烦恼那么这个是佛陀的恩德这是这个恩德来自于佛陀佛陀对我的恩德佛陀帮我的这个忙，我的父亲也没有帮我这种忙，我母亲也没办法帮我这种忙我的所有的亲戚朋友加起来，他们也没有办法帮我这样子的忙佛陀让我结束了所有的这个痛苦那这样子的话，我要报答佛陀的恩德。那他想报恩，那么他想了一下，他想了半天，我以什么样的方式这个报答佛陀的恩德是最好的、最恰当的呢他想来想去，最后他想，佛陀他一生他一辈子他想做的事情是利益众生他想看到的是所有的众生幸福快乐，没有痛苦那么这个是他最想做的事情，他最想看到的事情那我要去做这件事情，这样子才可以报答佛陀的恩德。那么这样子以后呢，他从证到阿罗汉以后的他的晚年所有的时间都用来做这个帮助在这个在家人，不是在僧团里面，到在家人，到社会，到老百姓当中去传法，让很多很多人解脱。最后呢，他也就是因为就是当时有两个人就是有一个不正当的关系，然后呢他去劝这两个人，你们不要去做这个事情，然后就这两个人很野蛮的生气了以后呢，把这个阿罗汉被杀了那么把他自己的最后的生命也给奉献给这个事业。那么他们虽然他们没有交什么费但他们的报答的方式，报恩的方式就是这样子。
And this particular bhikshu, having attained the state of arhathood, began to reflect. He started to reflect on his situation. He reflected on the fact that his suffering in samsara had now ceased, it had now finished, and that he owed his gratitude to this to no one other than the Buddha. It was due to the Buddha's kindness that he was able to free himself from the sufferings of samsara. This was not something that his own parents were able to teach him. It was not something that his dearest friends were able to teach him. It was something that was due to the kindness of the Buddha. So therefore, he started to contemplate how he should go about repaying this kindness, what he should do to be of benefit to repay the Buddha's kindness. And when he thought about it, he realized that, in fact, what the Buddha had spent his entire life doing, what the Buddha had worked for his entire life, and what he most wanted to see come about was the happiness of other beings and the benefiting of other beings. So from this time on, he committed himself to precisely this. He went among the lay population, among ordinary people, among society, teaching the Buddha Dharma and leading others to liberation. One day he discovered two people existing in some kind of inappropriate relationship, and he urged them to cease this behavior, and as a result was killed. This is an example of someone who had not paid any fee to the Buddha whatsoever for the Buddha's kindness, but who felt such gratitude that he spent his life in repayment and ultimately sacrificed his life as an ultimate form of repayment of gratitude to the Buddha.
好，如果我们每一次，比如说关一个顶啊，都要交个几百块、几千块；见一次面也得要交这么多的钱；听一次演讲课也要交这么多钱。那么每一次都是为了金钱的话，那我们最后就是没有这种感恩的心。有什么感恩呢？我交了这么多钱呢，是我自己买的呀，就是这种心态啊，自然而然最后就是变成这种心态啊，这个。也不是完全没有道理的啊，所以最后那我们没有什么对恭敬啊这些都没有啊，这些没有了以后呢，我们对这些只能学到一些知识啊，学到一些知识，那么真正的这些内在的一些东西我们没有办法得到，所以呢，就是我们除了基本的法律上讲的这个平等以外。在这个时候呢，不要讲太多的平等啊，这个自己到时候就会感受得到的。如果我们这样子就得不到什么，这是我们就一代一代上师的这个传下来的诀窍，我们自己也就亲身经历过的事情。所以呢，我们如果真正找到了好的上师啊，那就应该有恭敬心啊，那这样子。我们才能够得到这个这上师的这个心法，比如说像大摩祖师，他在这个在中国大陆培养了很多的弟子，最后呢，他准备走的时候他就让这些弟子都过来。就讲一讲他们自己的这个体会体悟，然后一个人过来讲他的他自己的感受，他自己的证悟的境界大摩祖师就说你得到了我的皮肤然后第二个过来讲他的境界，然后大摩祖师说你得到了我的肌肉然后再下一个过来讲，然后讲你得到了我的骨头，然后最后一个人呢就过来就站在大摩祖师的面前，保持沉默，什么一句话都没有说，站了很长时间。最后大摩祖师说：“你得到了我的骨髓这样子，就是我们得到这个上师心中的这些东西呢，那就是必须要有虔诚的心，才能够得到这些东西，这些。”传递这些东西传递这些东西的载体，它不是电磁波也不是我们的声音的声波，它是一个我们看不见的一个能量。 那这个叫做信心和虔诚和恭敬啊，这样子我们才得到真正的这个实质上的上师心中的这些很深奥的这些智慧慈悲这样子的。
If every time we give an initiation or meet with students or provide a teaching, we expect $100 or several $100s to be paid, then it is not surprising that students fail to generate an attitude of gratitude. After all, they paid for the experience, and so in this situation, it's very understandable that attitudes of gratitude and respect don't readily arise. Without respect on the part of students towards their teachers, then it's possible for students to study theoretical knowledge, but it's not possible to receive inner blessings from their teachers. This just isn't possible. So whilst we talk about inequality, it's fine to talk about inequality in respect of people before the law and so on. We should not really bring it too much into our Buddhist practice and the teacher-student relationship. Ultimately, if we are seeking to obtain the personal instructions and based on the personal experience of our teacher, it's important that we approach our teacher with an appropriate attitude of respect. The famous Indian adept who brought the Buddhist teachings to China, Damo Zhushi, I forget his Indian name, before he left, he had his disciples come before him and to give an account of their realization and experience. And the first disciple came and talked about their realization, and Damo Zhushi declared, "You have received my skin." And then the second disciple came forward and gave an account of his realization, and Damo Zhushi declared, "You have received my muscles." The next student came before him and spoke of his realization, and Damo Zhushi said, "You have received my bones." And then finally the last disciple came before him and he didn't say anything. He just remained silent in front of his teacher. And then finally, Damo Zhushi said to him, "You have received the marrow of my bones." And so when it comes to receiving the things from the heart and from the deepest minds of our teacher, this is something that we can only obtain through attitudes of devotion, attitudes of reverence and respect. This kind of blessing that is passed between teacher and student, it's not an electric wave, it's not some kind of other kind of scientific wave. It is a blessing, and it is transmitted through attitudes of devotion and reverence on the part of students. And these deepest form of blessings, these deepest things that reside inside our teachers, their deepest wisdom and their deepest compassion, can only be transmitted in its blessing in this way.
好，我们找到了这样子的赏识之后怎么做？我们下一堂课里面呢，继续给大家介绍。今天上午的课就讲到这里。
So today we have spoken about finding a qualified teacher. What we do or how we proceed after we have done this is what we will go on to speak about this afternoon. Due to the fact that we've run a little bit over time, it might be necessary for us to reduce our question and answer time.
好，我们现在开始做回向我们把所有的功德分享给天下所有的众生，愿天下所有的众生能够早日解脱以这样子的心愿回向。
So we're now going to dedicate the merit from this morning's teachings with the aspiration that by sharing this merit, other beings can attain liberation from samsara as soon as possible.
所能的一当者生八年多年你别着难办事，结个难解瓦龙这把，治病做连着啊着而修，我们阿红班子个人把马生的红。我们阿红班子个着斑马生的红，我们阿红班子个着斑马生的红。谢谢大家，阿弥陀佛。